Good afternoon, everybody. It's Tim Sohn here with Sohn Social Media Solutions, and I'm here with my co-host, Jim Fuhs, for our weekly Facebook Live show, the Tim and Jim Show. How's it going, Jim Fuhs?
It's going great, Tim. Great to be here, and really looking forward to what we're talking about today. It's after October 31st, so I think it's appropriate that we start talking about promoting your business and getting those holiday sales in place, because Black Friday will be here before we know it. But I'm here in my Atlanta studio today, and you're there in your Pennsylvania studio, and so it's great to see you.
Yeah, you too, Jim. You too. So thank you all for joining us. We encourage you to hit down below. We encourage you to that way. We encourage you to share this video with your friends and family, colleagues, or tag your friend down below, and share this valuable information with them today. So like Jim was saying, today we're going to talk about how to get people into your store, whether it's for Black Friday or Small Business Saturday. I know, Jim, sometimes I'll be driving to Walmart on Black Friday, and I drive through the main street of my town, and all the businesses are closed on Black Friday. I'll go out like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, what the heck? I want to go to a small business, but the whole main street is completely pitch black until you get down to Walmart,
And they may have been open since midnight.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it would be a cool idea if small businesses started opening early on Black Friday too. I know there's Small Business Saturday, which is the day right after Black Friday, but that would be a pretty cool idea if some local businesses join together and actually open early on Black Friday. Don't you think? What are your thoughts, Jim?
Well, I do. And I think that, I still think people like to go out and interact with people. I know you and we were talking before the show about some of the things that businesses might want to do, because I think if you want to call it the real world versus the online world, advantage for a small business owner is they have a chance to make a tremendous customer service impact. And, you brought up the idea of, they could have hot chocolate, they could have pastries. Maybe they even have that from a local business that does that and promote the fact that, these donuts or pastries and coffee are being provided by, Susie's coffee shop, which is, down the road there, and gives people, a chance to kind of like cross promote each other as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, especially like Main Street kind of businesses to, kind of partner, and you could share each other's social media posts that are related to these different holidays. And then also, like you were saying, Jim, like the customer experience in the store, that's really something that you can't get from like Amazon or some website, so make sure that you're accessible to the people that are coming into your store. You're friendly, maybe you offer hot chocolate or cookies or whatever. Like, make the in-store experience a memorable one.
Well, and even one of my friends owns it's actually a combination coffee shop and pet store called Muddigan's, and you can bring your dog there. I guess you can bring your cat if the cat's on a leash. I think there's been 1 or 2 in there, but she actually has a rewards program that when you come to the register and ring up, she has an app now that you scan the app and you get points that you're able to use for future purchases. So that's another thing that I think some small local businesses aren't thinking about. And I think some of them will even tie in with some of the merchant services that they may be using today.
Yeah, I love that. I know there's a store just across the bridge in New York State, in Barryville, New York, called the River Market, and they were using an app. I think it's called Belly. I can't remember. And they provide a tablet and people, put in their information every time they go. You get so many points, and then you get, a free coffee, every so often that you go, something like that. But I love that loyalty rewards idea. It's such a good idea that a lot of larger businesses use, but I think a lot of smaller businesses, it would help getting people coming back to their store, don't you think?
Well, right, because we don't always talk about it, but really every customer has, in a sense, there's a lifetime value of a customer, and the cost to acquire that customer can be quite significant, and a lot of that does get into your marketing cost. So, if you really want to keep people, what are you doing to make them come back, or is it a one and done proposition? And so it's going to be really tough for a small local business if they don't have something that people want to come back for. I think to be successful in the long run, especially if they are a storefront type of service. I mean, whether you're a restaurant, a coffee shop, some other sort of store, you've got to have something that makes people want to come back. And a lot of that is going to be about the experience. Because I think, and I think we've talked about this before, people want to buy from people. And
Exactly.
and they want to build that relationship. So I think that's extremely important as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this transitions nicely into talking about how to use social media to get people into the store of your business. We were talking about videos, and I think videos really can humanize your business. You could do videos about the offer, but you could also do videos with kind of behind the scenes shots, of what's going on in your restaurant or your store or whatever it is.
Right. And I think that's even a great way. Not only doing the videos, but as an example, if you're going to use Instagram stories or Facebook stories, do a short video, and it's going to be out there for 24 hours. I know the Muddigans, one of the things they started doing, because I had told them, like, hey, you really want to start using live video, is every Friday she comes on and does a short video. And sometimes it's actually interviewing one of her team members. And so you're getting to know the people that work at Muddigans and why they chose to come work there and what their passion is about. And I think when you do that and break down kind of that stiffness of like, well, what's this business all about? Why do they do what they do? I think that makes people want to get to know you better and want to support your business as well.
Yeah, definitely. I know when I'm looking, even if I'm searching for a store for something, I want to know not just about the product, but I want to know who are the people that are behind it,
Right. And I think, like we talked about, I think the other advantage to doing the video, especially like if you do the Facebook Live, like we're doing this Facebook Live show right now, is if people are following your page, or they start to see that, they can even get that notification that, Sohn Social Media Solutions or Fusion Marketing is going live. And they may not go watch it then, but there's like, oh, I got to go and see what they were talking about. And if you start making offers or specials that you can only find about if you watch that live video, that's going to also drive people to interact with you as well. So there's really a lot of benefits to using that. And, I know I say it all the time. I mean, Cisco says that 80% of content is going to be video by 2020. Well, 2019 is just around the corner. So I think, now is just as good a time as any to start, getting over that fear of being in front of the camera. And I know that you, as well as I, help some of these small businesses by, we're willing to be that person on the other side of the camera if they're not sure what to do.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I was just meeting with the insurance agent this morning, and we were talking in our last meeting about video, and so many businesses are fearful of going on video, so I always tell clients, I know a lot of people, I didn't like doing video at first, I was a pretty shy person in the past, but you just have to, give it a try, keep going. Maybe it's not perfect, maybe some people, maybe it's not right for some people, but even if it's not perfect, it still develops a rapport. People get a sense of your personality. You know, you talk about subjects that you're knowledgeable about. They start to build trust in you. And you know, like I said, you know, it's hard for some people to, you know, to even just get started. They're fearful of just, you know, being on a live video or any video, really, you know.
Right. Well, and I think to that point, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing a recorded video.
For sure.
And, you know, because if you don't like it, you can delete it, re-record it, you know, so, you know, do some recordings of maybe some of your products, describing what the product is, maybe describing what the special is. And then, you know, there's some really easy, low cost, no cost video editing tools that you can then use and then upload those to your social, or send it out if you have an email list. You know, send that video link out to your email list to let people know, hey, we've got some specials going on that they're getting to have because they have chosen to connect with your business.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Do you have any favorite video tools you like to use, Jim?
I do. I really like Apple Clips, which you can use on the iPhone. I also, I had to pay for it, but I thought it was worth it. Movavi is a great video editor. But you can also use Adobe Spark. Spark Video is very easy, you know, free tool that you can use to create really videos even out of pictures, and you can do voiceovers as well. Another new one that has really started to become popular is also Headliner.app, which will allow you to edit stuff, even create stories for Instagram and Facebook, and you can put in captions. So a lot of times, if you know, people can't see what you're talking about, you know, they don't have the volume on, now you can have those, you know, captions of what's going on in the video. So I think that's another good one.
Yeah, those are really good. Thank you for all those that are tuning in. Today we're talking about how to get people into the door of your business for the holidays. Hi, David Good. David Good's a really talented online marketer in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. He has a business called M3 Internet Marketing, so check him out. Joe Conley is the deacon at my church. He's watching. Hello, Joe, or Deacon Joe, sorry. And Blanca, who was on our show from Social Draft, is watching. So hello to all of you. We'd encourage you guys to drop a link down below to how people can connect with you online, whether it's your website, social media, things like that. If you have any holiday promotions going on, drop those down below.
Yeah, David's got a good question. He says, are hashtags important in promoting your store and holiday specials to the local market? And I would say yes. I think it's a combination of things, though. You got to do that research on what hashtags really apply not only to your product or service, but you also sometimes want to be geographic. Not so much on Facebook yet, but especially on Instagram and Twitter, people search by stuff by hashtag. So you got to be careful about having that too unique hashtag, unless your customers know about it. It's something you promote in your store. Like if it was like, you know, hashtag Fusion Marketing, they know they find my content that way. But it might be, you know, like, you know, hashtag Marietta, Georgia, hashtag East Cobb, West, you know, your county area, because if people are looking, or, you know, hashtag Christmas specials, those sort of things I think would definitely make sense. I see Meg has just joined us as well from Northern Virginia. Meg, great to see you. And I know we talked with before too about the importance of hashtags. But yeah, I think that's a great point by David. I think, but also would say I think it's a good idea to create your brand hashtag. And so yeah, that's a good one. Visit Poconos or visit Honesdale. Yeah, absolutely. And so I think that's something like you could create one for your business that's unique, but you want to have it in combination with others, because on Instagram you can use up to 30. in one post. So I think that those are definitely good there. And Lindsay's here as well. Hey, Lindsay, great to see you. I know
Hey, Lindsay, I forgot my mask. I forgot my producer today.
So
very cool. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, Jim, go ahead.
No, so I know we talked also about how can you use Google My Business to drive traffic to your store, and where I really think a lot of businesses are falling short is, one, they're not claiming their business location. Two, Google Post. Google Post are free. You can put a photo or video caption along with a title. If it's an offer, the offer can have a deadline. If it's an event, that post will run until the event is done. And you can have a link. It could be a link to your website. It could be a link to your offer. And so you can write up to 1,500 characters. So once again, now we're getting into that search engine optimization. And as we've talked about, and Lindsay can probably give us the exact number in the comments if she wants to, I know it's over 90% of people start their search for something, not on Facebook or Instagram, but on the browsers. And they're going and looking for a solution to a problem, or they're looking for a product. So if you're not doing something on Google, you have that danger. The other thing we talked about as well is that you own your website. You don't own Facebook. You don't own Instagram. So you got to build that list. And so if you can start to build that list, you can get those specials out to your clients, because you could get kicked off of Facebook tomorrow for, doing something wrong, or they could go out of business. I mean, it's probably not going to happen overnight, but those are the sort of things that happen. Or as people change their habits of what platform they want to be on, you need to be aware of where your clients are hanging out.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, David, let me know if you want to be on the show sometime. David's really great at SEO and pay-per-click ads and things like that. And he also has a website called PoconoBusinessJournal.com.
Nice.
And visit Poconos.com. So he would be a really great guest. Let me know, David, if you want to be on the show sometime. So let's transition a little bit over to social media advertising. I think a lot of businesses are weary of spending money on social media, but we know that it's almost a necessity now, especially on Facebook with business pages, to get any sort of reach. So some tips I would have for Facebook advertising are really target your ads to people who already have some sort of interest in you. So you could set up in Facebook what's called a Facebook pixel. It's a piece of code you put on your website. And what it allows you to do is target ads to people who have been to your website, and you can specify in how many days. So maybe like the last 30 days or the last 90 days, things like that. Or you could target people who have engaged with your page, like in the last year, or you could specify the time frame with that. And there's other ways also. What do you think about social media advertising, Jim?
Absolutely. I mean, I've made that comment in some of my workshops before, like especially sometimes like with even nonprofits. It's like, if you're not willing to spend, $1 a day to market your business on Facebook, then why are you in business, or why are you on Facebook? Because it's very hard to get organic reach. And it's no secret. Facebook said that years ago. But I do think not only the pixel, to your point, but also to have the Google Analytics and the Google Search Console tied to your website, so you can see where the traffic is coming from. The beauty about the pixel is the pixel is allowing people to go to your page that had no idea you had a Facebook page, or chose not to visit it because maybe they don't do a lot of Facebook stuff. But guess what? That pixel, now you've got the magic of, I can target people that visited my website, and maybe get them to come visit my page. And I think that's really a really great thing. And I know that Lindsay talks about that all the time in her stuff, especially like with the click technique.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And also Instagram advertising. Instagram's also owned by Facebook, but it's definitely easier to reach more people if you spend some money on Instagram advertising, which you actually need to create your Facebook ad or your Instagram ad through Facebook. Or you can hit the promote button underneath the Instagram post, but there's many more options if you do it from within the Facebook advertising manager.
Right. And I think like you've talked about too, I think one of the important things is when you start, if you haven't done ads, don't think that people are just going to automatically buy from you. So you need to think of it more of as an ad funnel. And so you need to run some awareness ads. Then those people that are now following you because they're aware of your business, now you start to do more of an engagement type stuff. And then you do the conversions. Because if you just automatically try to sell people right out the gate that have never been to your business, that's going to be a little bit harder, I think, than if it is a process. But especially with the holidays, you might be able to get some folks because people are looking for those deals right now.
Exactly. This is probably the time of year that it's, I won't say the easiest to do Facebook ads, but people are starting to look, so it's timely for them. And also, email marketing is important also to get people into your store. If you already have an email list, there's a lot of different email marketing software, pieces of email marketing software out there like MailChimp or Constant Contact. Or Jim, you said you started using something recently, right?
Yes. What? Oh gosh, I'm blanking out.
Right?
Yeah. It's not Constant Contact. It's hold on, I'll think of it in a second. Gosh. Well, while we're thinking about that, David's got a good question. What's the difference between boosted post, Facebook ads on the right side of the page, and promoted page campaigns? I would say, to me, the biggest difference is one, boosted post, David, you don't get the full benefit of using Ads Manager unless you've already gone in an Ads Manager and created an audience. And so the Facebook ads on the right side is an option within ads. But I will tell you that a lot of social media folks that I've learned from say don't have your ads go there because most people don't pay attention to those ads. It's going to be in the news feed. You also got to think about the fact that people are looking on their phones at your ads anyway. So that right side is only going to show up in the browser. The promoted page campaign is when you actually go in to Ads Manager and start, you can come up with a series of ads and sort of things of those nature. So really boosting is kind of like a quick way to run an ad. I always say that don't use the boost post unless you've actually gone out there and created that customized audience to make sure you're hitting your true target market. I hope that answers the question. You want to add anything to that in your view?
Generally I agree with everything you said, Jim. If you do it through Facebook advertising, if you create ads through Facebook Advertising Manager, there's a lot more choices in terms of the targeting and the creative and really everything. So if you have the time, I would definitely say whenever you can, create your Facebook ads from within Facebook Ads Manager. For the most part, I've stopped using the right column ads altogether with my clients. I almost always just use the feed, or I haven't done it yet, but you can also create ads for your stories now. I'm going to try that soon, I think. Have you done that, Jim, with any of your clients yet?
I have not, but that definitely sounds interesting. I'll be curious to see how that works. It's ConvertKit is the program that I've started using.
Oh, ConvertKit.
ConvertKit, yes.
And Lindsay Anderson, what is your favorite email marketing program? I know do you use ClickFunnels? I can't remember. And what do the rest of you use? David Good, Meg Kearns. Oh, hi, Arlette. Arlette went. We met at a social media conference called the Build Your Influence Summit. Hi, Arlette. Yeah, so let us know what you guys do when it comes to social media advertising. So we were talking a little bit about email marketing. So make sure that you guys have a some way that you're collecting emails when people come into your store. You know, you hopefully already have set up an email list, but if not, and even if you do, make sure you collect emails from people, even if it's just putting out a notebook and saying, you know, please write down your name and email address if you want to find out about upcoming promotions, because social media it's a great way to promote your business and build relationships online, but you never know what's going to happen with Facebook or Instagram or any of the social medias, especially with so many crazy things going on lately. So email, you know, blogs, website, those are all still important things. You could even put about a promotion you're doing on your blog post, and then send people over to your blog post on your website, and send them from your Facebook page or whatever social media you're using over to your blog post, because then they can also find out more about your business on your website.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, and Dave brings up a good point. MailChimp is a good program to start with for free. And I think, you know, is one of the reasons I went to ConvertKit was because one thing people don't always realize about MailChimp is you're getting charged by the number of subscribers. But if I have one subscriber on 5 lists, that's counted as 5. Where ConvertKit, I could have that one person on 5 lists, and I'm charged for 1. So as your list gets bigger, you might want to revisit that. But I know that's why a lot of former MailChimp users have switched over to ConvertKit.
Yeah, definitely. And MailChimp also recently added a tagging feature. So for example, I recently organized a social media conference. And so all the people that signed up for my email list, I can include, you know, what social media conference they signed up for it at, if I want to segment my list later to only target specific people. And then also, it's a great idea to partner with other local businesses. You know, encourage each other to share each other's social media posts, any way that you can cross promote, whether it's some sort of traditional marketing, or whether it's maybe you're running a radio ad, maybe you're running some social media posts or advertising. Like, kind of form a group of support with other local businesses, which is a good idea to do anyway, and share each other's posts.
Right. Well, that's like the event on Saturday. My friend I was telling you about earlier, he's celebrating the first year anniversary of his gym. And so in the description of the event, we're tagging the businesses that are either, you know, co-sponsoring or actually going to physically be there if they have a Facebook page, so that they're getting that notification that they've been, you know, are being talked about. And ideally, they'll then share the event post to their pages as well. You can also make them co-host in the event if that's something that they want to do. And you can even put them in there, and until they approve it, they won't be able to do anything beyond that. But I think that's a great idea to partner with other businesses, especially when we're talking about, you know, holidays. I know in Swansboro they have candlelight shopping on coming up here in November for people to, you know, get out there, and they even have like some babysitting available in the town hall for parents to get away from their kids for a little bit and do some shopping. So I think even just coming up with like some sort of a way to set up that event and make it different, you know, and draw people, I think is a great idea.
Yeah, or even if businesses could get like a local band, or they could have some sort of like bake sale, or I don't know, like, different things to make the experience warmer for folks coming in.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you so much all for joining us. I'm Tim Sohn with Sohn Social Media Solutions, and my co-host, Jim Fuhs.
Yeah, I'm Jim Fuhs of Fusion Marketing. And if you guys have questions and want to know how to get your small local business connected with those potential clients, make sure you contact Tim or I. We're available on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So, we may not respond right away, but we're available 24/7.
Definitely. And I also just recently started a membership program for businesses in New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, which includes both online workshops, Facebook group support, and much more. So if you want to find out more information, go to sohnsocialmediasolutions.com/grow, and you can find all the information there, and let me know if you have any questions.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks,
all right.
Jim. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. And next week. Wait, no. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll be back next week.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
Bye, guys.